Welcome to Storyline. I'm Patricia Trenchak. Preserving open space has long been a concern in New Jersey. Point Breeze, the last large piece of open space in Bordentown City, was almost lost recently. Rich with history and endangered species, the natural heritage area was dangerously close to being destroyed. But thanks to the efforts of concerned citizens, this New Jersey treasure will continue to thrive.
DNR Greenway Land Trust has been active in preserving the Abbott marshlands for over 25 years. It's a priority area because of where it sits along the Delaware River, one of the most important waterways in our country and certainly in our region. The Delaware River provides drinking water to 15 million people, and it's a very important area for preservation. The added benefit of preserving Point Breeze is that it has incredible history that goes back 13,000 years to Native Americans, all the way forward to the early 1800s with Joseph Napoleon Bonaparte. And today, the preservation story is one that is a perfect example of what can happen when a community works together.
I was born and raised here, and my father actually passed away when I was 12 years old, so I needed an outlet, and the Delaware River was my outlet. We would go down to the yacht club dock, put a light in the water, track the minnows, and we would catch perch. And we'd fill up a bushel basket of them, and it was something I looked forward to. It was just something that when you're young and your uncle's taking you fishing, that's a big thing. The river was not very clean back then. We had a little bit of a problem with that. So between the help of DNR Greenway and the watersheds now and all, this Delaware River has come a long way. Very proud to see that.
Being at the southernmost terminus of the Abbott marshlands, this is an area that has been designated by the state of New Jersey as a natural heritage area. There are 30 species of plants and animals that are threatened and endangered in the Abbott marshlands. Being at the confluence of the Crosswicks Creek and the Delaware River, Point Breeze is perfectly situated to protect the water quality of the Crosswicks Creek and the Abbott marshlands.
Charles Lucien Bonaparte married Joseph Bonaparte's oldest daughter and lived here at Point Breeze for a number of years in a house called the Lake House, which Joseph Bonaparte had built for both Charles Lucien and his daughter. And it really became the first ornithological museum in the United States. He discovered a number of species of birds, one of which is the Bonaparte gull, which was named after him, and he really became the mentor for Audubon. He was an artist, Charles Lucien was the scientist, so he really explained to him about ornithology. And Audubon often visited Point Breeze. The reason he's not well known in the United States is he was here for a number of years, then he went back to Italy, and he produced a publication in Italy called The Birds of Italy, much like Audubon's Birds of America. So I always laugh that had Charles Lucien not gone back to Italy and stayed in America, there may be the Bonaparte Society instead of the Audubon Society.
Let's go back to when Father Poole called me out here and kind of made the announcement. We sat right under the gazebo over there, and he sat me down and he broke the news to me that they were going to be selling. And growing up here and talking to them over the years, that was never going to happen. We were always told that was never going to happen. So I looked at that administration building and I just sat there and I said, Father, that would be a great city hall. And he looked at me and he says, well, we have some other news for you. And Linda Mead from DNR Greenway and the state of New Jersey were already along the process a little bit of purchasing the entire property. We've dealt with Green Acres in the past, and they've been fabulous partners for the city of Bordentown over the years. They had already bought some land here from the fathers before, so this is nothing new. You have to go in there with an open mind and listen. And I listened, and I liked what I listened to. Some of the plans I saw for 3 warehouses going on this property would have destroyed the banks over here. There was no way they would have been able to hold this with the traffic and the tractor trailers coming in here. It would have been destruction. I lost a lot of sleep over this warehouse thing here. It was my mission to preserve this property as best I could on the city side. So, and thank God we had good partners.
This was the last piece of land that was open in Bordentown City that could be preserved. It's the last large piece of open space. And it had been under the stewardship and ownership of Divine Word Missionaries for 80 years. When it came time for Divine Word Missionaries to dispose of this property, I can tell you we were getting calls constantly from developers who wanted to work with us on limited development plans. I know there were warehouse proposals, there were proposals for apartment buildings, proposals for townhouses, proposals for wedding venues, just about everything you could think of. And can you imagine if this last piece of open space was built on? We would lose the history, we would lose the ecology, we would potentially have pollutants flowing into the Crosswicks Creek and then right into the Delaware River, because we sit right where the Crosswicks Creek empties into the Delaware River. So preserving this property was paramount. It was one of the most important things that DNR Greenway has ever done.
You can imagine having 300 tractor trailers in here. Not only would the air pollution be horrible, but the oil and the runoff and the typical warehouse pollution you would receive was going to end up in the river. So all the strides that we made over the years to clean this river and Crosswicks Creek up, it would all go for nothing. And it could have happened. It really could have happened. I'm very proud. I got to tell you, I'm very proud. I don't think I can smile anymore, but to look back on this, incredible. It really is incredible.
Thank you for watching this segment of Storyline. Join us again for more local stories.